What's up, y'all? I was popping in today about to react to this vid by Sensitive Society. It's titled George Janko Just Exposed Logan Paul, and it's pretty bad. Somebody sent me this though and said that Bobby Lee is also getting exposed because I have mentioned him recently and talked about how I listen to his podcast, and now he involved in some type of scandal and some nonsense and some mess. Let's see what's going on with all these people. Let's watch.
When I get that call and I tell him, I go, Logan, I get it, bro. And I fully told him, I go, listen, man, like, I will take half the deal that Celsius gives me. Half. If you want to put it on the table for my show, a quarter, work with me. He says, I won't pay you a dime. You're here because of me.
Oh.
And then I said, well, what do you want me to do for my bills, bro? I got no money. And he says, go have your rich dad pay for it.
Logan Paul called being a bad person? Wow, I would have never seen that come in. You know what's going on, guys? So the guy who used to host Impulsive with Logan Paul, not that one, the other one, George Janko, he recently had this podcast with Mike where he talks about the time that he had to walk away from Impulsive after Bobby Lee allegedly kept touching him where he didn't want to be touched, and Logan Paul was just being this, I can't cut in the first minute, but he was just being a meanie weenie to his co-host George, and that's the reason why he walked away a few months ago, starting his own podcast.
Bobby is weird though, like that.
So he's doing great for himself after a lot.
I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying that doesn't surprise me. it's weird. So initially I'm just like the fuck, but it's like if you listen to him at all and listen to things that he says, like that's not surprising.
Once you walk away from Mr. Logan Paul, you're never going to
I
be
was gonna break up
successful
Bobby if I was
if he's
him, though.
proving the people wrong. I think it was a pretty messy situation that could have been avoided easily if Logan Paul wasn't, such a dick, such a douchebag.
There was he is clocked out.
Yeah,
I know.
George has been under a tremendous amount of abuse. No, stop, George. I want you over here with me. George, I want you over here with me.
So he's saying a part of why he did this is because Bobby touched him?
George, no, go get him. Go get him. I said.
And it just shows you how fake and slimy Logan Paul is.
I think that you're a street dude that came from selling drugs, and your one street mentality, like my cousins that do sling, is I have to protect myself first, and then I'll protect others.
But that's not. And this is where we probably have to get into the material.
Yeah. Okay, the Bobby Lee situation.
Who was the first person that jumped off the couch and said George just left? That was not good. We have to fix the situation. Did they not cut shit
that you should have stood up for me and said, hey, you can't cut that shit. That's gonna make him look like an idiot for leaving.
Okay, let's slow down, and I'll answer that. We have always cut things that we believe will protect the integrity or reputation of the guest.
That protected nobody but him.
No, the guest. That's what I'm trying.
Well, what about the guy that you break bread with, bro?
But we removed a number of things that you said on the podcast.
One.
Well, no, I'm not going.
Booty, bro.
No, do you want me to? There was something that you said on the laser beam episode. You said something about like laughing at a girl getting hit in like a parking lot. You saw like a fight.
I just said the joke wrong.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I didn't sexually harass somebody.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not trying to die 1-to-1. I'm just saying
But it's one thing when you're a co-host of Impulsive. It was the three of them. It was George, it was Mike, and of course the main guy Logan Paul.
And to be fair, a couple people send me different clips, and they're all like kind of reactions. So I don't know.
So all these three were working together. George was never a guest, and he got done dirty.
I don't know what the original clip is.
With Bobby Lee, it's just the way Logan Paul or whoever's in charge of cutting the clip. You know how they made him look. It looks like if you've seen the clips, and if you were there at the time, people were saying, "Oh, George is just a little bit. He couldn't handle the jokes. Bobby got to him." But it just sounds miserable to be around Logan Paul. I get it. You got to protect the guests. That's the reason why people click on the video. I completely get that. But you also have someone who
whole things that I walked away with.
To allow this situation to go down, I mean, that speaks volumes.
And then the whole world thinks that I walked away because I can't take a joke. That's fucked.
Well,
you should have said something right away.
It parlayed into more stuff happening.
I would have immediately
exposed it. At that point, you saw me. I went on Bobby's show.
Yeah.
Right.
And they cut around it. You said that.
Well, I have no control over that.
I try to make peace with this guy.
I know.
You see me.
Yeah.
I try to make peace with him behind closed doors. I try to reach out. I try to be cool. But by the way, and I'll just say this. We'll just empty it out. I never had a problem with Bobby Lee.
No, he knows.
I had a problem with the way that Logan and you were kind of gassing him to keep doing. He started the episode putting his balls in my face. I let that one go. Then every 2 seconds he kept grabbing my dick.
I don't think.
How would you feel if a man
my
that has his
goodness.
back completely towards you, that only turns around to grab your dick,
Right.
talk shit to your face, and you can't smack or beat the living brakes off of this guy? Because Logan makes me apologize to this man, or I don't have a job on Impulsive anymore. How fucking crazy
Or he
is
gonna
that?
I
fire
don't think
you?
I understood. I can only speak for myself.
Bro, it's
I
not a
hope
group
you.
chat.
I hope you can
It's not a
understand
group
that.
chat. No,
I'm
I asked him
talking
point
about.
blank.
No, I'm talking about during the. No, I'm talking about during the episode, because there was. I didn't know that you were feeling.
But after the
type of
episode,
way
do you
about
remember
it.
when you called me? And I said, Mike, this is all that happens. And you said, verbatim, you said, it's our fault for not telling you this, but me and Logan are really the ones who should be talking to the guests. You are really there for a boys only episode. So while I get sexually harassed, my other co-host is trying to fire me, and you're trying to leverage me to be quiet during other guests. And then on my birthday, you guys shot 3 episodes, so I couldn't show up.
That sucks. And I am like,
Oh, that's fucked up.
no, back.
And Mike just sitting there trying to excuse all of this is really whack.
Piss off.
I think.
Extremely talented, but he's a shit person.
On my 30th birthday, you shot
I
3
think-
episodes.
I think
That's
by-
crazy.
I
It was on the
think-
calendar for months.
I think by the time we got there was so much
He's pissed me off. Shut
like,
up, bro.
confusion and disarray in the podcast that there was no coming back.
And this is just us just talking about. I'm not trying to be upset. I'm trying to work with you and like grow.
But
if I got a deal, because I started my podcast because I saw
Hold
you guys.
on, don't go there because you're gonna move on to a different topic. I wanna button this one up.
No, it's the same thing.
No, I know, but just hold on. Whenever you called me with a problem with a hotel room, a problem with a flight, a problem with a coworker, a problem with Logan, a problem with anyone,
Yeah.
I always answered the phone.
Yeah.
I always talked to you. I always worked through it. I always called whoever the fuck was causing the problem and said, George has a problem with X, Y, and Z.
I never said you did it.
I was there with you when we negotiated the deal for you to be a
Why
part
he
of the
keeps trying to
podcast.
paint
I
himself
applauded
out
it.
to be
I
this good
always
guy? It's
had
not
your
about
interest
you.
in mind. The reason I was hurt was because I was always the one that was there. I was
Do you know
always
what
the
the
one
last
standing
straw
up
for me
for
was? The last straw for me was, Mike, I had to escape. I had to leave for my own fear. When Logan came after me for my religion, the show hit rock bottom and we weren't getting paid. I was getting paid $5,000 a month, and that's covering just Reed. I have a mortgage, I have my sister that works for me, I have Belle, I'm trying to get married, I had all these things.
Oh my goodness.
So I had to start my own show because we're not making money on this show and I'm getting pushed out of this
Well,
show.
at the time you weren't making money.
Well,
You made money on the show.
But at the time, we're a couple months.
How much money did you make over the
I can
course
show
of-
you my books. I was spending 10 G's a month being on the show.
Right.
How is that even possible? How do you spend here? Oh, really?
Do you know what? And I'm seeing that I'm getting.
The amount of anxiety this guy must have felt is crazy.
But when I got pushed out, and I'm seeing that I'm getting pushed out, and I start my own show. Do you know what my final straw was?
What?
I got my show going, and then not only was I controlled and pushed around on Impulsive, but then Logan's making calls and directing my show. And I'm saying, hey man, you can't tell me what to do on my own show. That's not okay.
What's that about?
He told me that I couldn't take Celsius. And then I said, hey
He
man,
didn't tell you that you couldn't
I had
take
text
Celsius.
messages.
No, he didn't tell you that you couldn't take Celsius. He
How
told
you know?
Sorry, this guy's the biggest dick rider of all
Yeah,
time. And I
how you
thought-
know what the fuck Logan told him? You were not there.
I was a huge Eminem
Every
Kanye
time.
dick rider, but holy shit, this guy takes it to a whole new level of D writing. We might have the D writing champion in the building right now. Does this surprise me that Logan Paul?
after the deal.
Logan Paul's lapdog, and he does whatever Logan Paul wants.
That if you wait 6 months after the deal's done, you're more than welcome to rejoin the show if you need to make money.
but they're always trying to find a way to push me out.
I don't.
You know what he told me? And I told
think
you know what I
that
told
was-
hold on,
I
hold
think
on.
that was
This
a
is a guy who's
fair-
this is a guy who's sending us screenshots of $11 million a week that he's making. Okay, and on top of that, we never got any money from Prime, and we own that show. So technically, we should have gotten a percentage of that. I never asked for it like the way you did. I stayed the fuck out of it. I didn't care.
You was only
$11
getting
million.
$5,000 a month. That's
Right.
crazy.
I will take. Tell him.
Claims. I feel bad for the guy. It sucks that he was treated like this.
When I get that call and I tell him, I go, Logan, I get it, bro. And I fully told him, I go, listen, man, like, I will take half the deal that Celsius gives me. Half. if you want to put it on the table for my show, a quarter, work with me. He says, I won't pay you a dime. You're here because of me. And then I said, well, what do you want me to do for my bills, bro? I got no money. And he says, go have your rich dad pay for it.
Listen,
That's fighting words, bro.
everybody.
Look at me.
Does anyone here need more proof? This.
We're
Cheap plug, but please subscribe. Let's get 1 million subscribers before the end of the year.
You don't bring up somebody's father.
Would you say that the way that you handled it from a word standpoint was mature, acceptable?
What did I say? That I beat the fucking brakes off of him?
Correct.
If he was in front of me, I would have swung at him.
But that's what I'm trying to say. We were at a point where no one was speaking properly to each other. And the only person, probably, that was the calmest out of the three, I sent you a very nice text message. Please.
You went to Celsius to try to get my deal. Called me right after you called them. You never called to check in on me. You never called to see.
Texted you.
No, you didn't. It was after you went after the deal.
And by the way, I wasn't going after the deal. I was going after the contract to bring to Logan and say, beat this with Prime, please. I was never going to take the Celsius.
But listen, you can't. Okay, so I have one friend telling me that I have my rich.
We're just having a conversation. The one thing I am a little bit upset about was the text that you sent back to me. That's it.
I told you you're a piece of shit. Everyone knows it.
Yes.
You need to. But dude, I meant every word of it.
That's crazy.
No, I'm
That's
not.
crazy. That's
If you
insane.
fell out, if you
That's
fell
an
out,
insane
if
statement.
you fell out and you started doing scummy moves to your friend, I called you out on it.
But I
bro.
didn't do anything.
Bro, you
What did I-
never
what
checked.
did- what-
Not you, not Caleb, not Kevin, not Dylan. Nobody fucking called me when I got fired. Not one person called me. You know what I get a call from? Logan saying, at least Mike wouldn't do this. And an hour later, calls me and they say, hey, he's trying to get this deal.
Well, you know why I was trying to get the deal.
I get it. It's money. But why
No,
wouldn't you?
no. I was not taking the
But
deal.
why wouldn't you call me and talk to me before you try to go dig
You
pockets?
didn't want to talk to me. You did not want to
You
talk to me.
never reached out.
I was talking to Division.
We never talked
I was
once.
talking to Division.
You
I
never
reached
reached out
out
to
to you.
me.
I definitely
This
called
doesn't
you.
grimy.
I texted you. I have text messages that were not responded to. I definitely have text
After
messages.
I called you out.
I'm just saying I tried reaching out.
I just noticed it kind of feels like I'm in the.
He seems so grimy.
Well,
And
I
he's
still-
really trying to protect Logan's
By the
image.
way, if anyone at Celsius is watching this video, please sponsor me. I'm a fan.
The fact that you would stand up for me on camera and then as soon as it cuts, being
It's-
like, I'm gonna look so good that I stood up for you. There was
that's what's
intentions
given.
behind it, bro.
That
you
we
never
were
cared.
So you're.
Because even based on like watching these clips, he's so hell bent on letting it be known that look, I was the good guy. I did not help you out when you had problems with everybody. Wasn't I the one who did? Like, it's like, bro, let him tell his story. Let him give his take on the situation. And if you want to add to it, because y'all both are on this podcast together, sure. But it just seems like he's trying to defend himself and he's trying to defend Logan. Like, that's what his agenda is here. It's not really trying to listen to George or get George's side or even, you know, be receptive to anything he's saying. He's just on the defense mode and being like, I'm the good guy. I tried to help you out. Logan, he never said that to you. Like, how the fuck you know?
Now saying that a
I'm not
joke.
the only one who
No,
thought that.
you're saying now that a joke that I made, which we would always tie comedy in with real life, a joke that I made after standing up for you a million times on a million fucking episodes, now completely discounts all the times I did.
Do you think what I went through was fair?
Oops, silence.
I think it's complex. I think, bro.
Crazy, Mike.
I
I
think,
would put my
I
own
think,
enemies when I went
I think,
through,
bro.
bro.
I think I'm gonna be honest with you, or I'm gonna be honest with you. I think more than anything, it was a culture fit problem. I think there was a culture fit problem.
I think I brought a different type of
I
look
agree.
to the podcast.
I agree,
And
but-
if you go look at the greatest hits on Impulsive, they were all flooded with my comments. And don't think I didn't see you guys take my name out and you guys shadow banned my name. Fans with screenshots shots of them trying to talk about me and you guys were banned my name.
Because we probably didn't want that conversation over fucking hauling the entirety of the show.
But also, it's like, bro, I walked away without saying a thing, and you guys are on the podcast saying this gets no views.
I said that?
When you guys talk together and you're clipped together, you guys, he's not talking to the wall, Mike. He's talking to you.
But
And you were like, and I know
I think the more this goes on, the more we're
Sheesh.
preying on his downfall.
Is that
I'm
it?
sure Logan Paul was like,
oh,
come forward, expose Logan's phoniness, and even Mike.
to say that that the execution of your treatment on the show, outside of the show, whatever, was perfect would be the biggest overstatement of all time. There was a million things, George, that could have been done differently. The conversation about Jesus was horrible. Managed terribly. I'm with you on that. Okay, and by the way, so is Logan. He would admit that if he could have that conversation again, it would go completely different. You know that, bro. He didn't go into that with some sort of intent to harm. He clearly got carried away, was not seeing your side of the discussion, and it turned into a clusterfuck.
I just don't. Not like I don't believe it, bro. It's just patterns. So you got to see the patterns. We'll use an example, bro. Like, I saw you go through hell over and over and over again. And guess what? It keeps happening. And it's the same thing that they put you through. I'm not going to mention what they put you through. But I watched, and I would pull you aside and be like, bro, that's fucked. Like, you shouldn't be talked to like that or acted like that. Ooh. So for you to sit there and be like, oh, I know what you're going through, and then try to make it seem like what I'm saying is a little bit more fabricated, I think that's going to come back at you when the day that you finally snap and you're like, all right, I'm done with this shit. And then you're going to see it for what it is.
This sounds like an extremely toxic work environment.
It does.
But
damn, George said, hey, when this happens to you, we don't want to hear it. Because look how you talking. And you be going through some of the same shit that I was going through. I believe it, though. Logan definitely seems like he be on power trips for sure. I get that vibe from him. To brag about making $11 million a week, but your friend on your podcast is only getting $5,000 a month is nasty work. Like, what? $5,000 a month? Living in LA? What the fuck you gonna do with that? That's you're literally in poverty making $5,000 a month here. So that's crazy. I'm pretty sure they're here. I might be making that up, but I think they are here. So that's crazy. And the fact that he's saying that Bobby was touching him, is crazy as well. I'm not surprised. Bobby does give me weirdo vibes. I would not be surprised if, he was doing that. And what's his face? Mike didn't deny it, so it clearly must be true. If I was George, I would have sued the brakes off him. First, I would have came out and said that immediately. Right after I got fired, I'm talking. Oh, is he in the India? No, apparently not. He's talking about it now. I would have said it immediately. And then I would go through the process of suing him for sexual harassment. You touched my dick and it's on camera? Oh, yeah, we're going to subpoena to get this fucking footage. Yeah, we need this footage. We need this for court because you touched me and I wasn't with it. Give me some money because Bobby making some money. And if you only making $5,000 a month, brother, listen, better exercise your legal rights, all right? But yeah, this is fucked. Logan is trifling. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you want to watch and I'll see y'all the next time. Bye.